Today I'll review the photos you sent me. A while ago I asked you to submit your photos if you want critique or tips or anything like that. And I don't know if everyone understood the way they should submit those photos, because there are photos posted everywhere in my Facebook group. So I will review only the photos that are posted according to my requirements, because I don't know, maybe the others just posted the photos there and maybe they don't want my critique and input. Before we begin, let me remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also share this video with your friends. And now let's get started and check out these photos that were sent to me. So the first photo is a macro photo or a close-up photo of some flowers. And as I'm looking at the photo, I like the color scheme. I think we should embrace color more in our photos. There are some trends on Instagram where the photos are kind of like desaturated. You don't go overboard with saturation, but I think it's good to have some color in our photos. I mean, remember, there were some times when people wished for color photos and they only got black and white. So just bear in mind that color is our friend. Don't just desaturate your photos because this is a trend on Instagram. So let's go back to this photo. I like the focal point. The only small minus that I find is that the focal point is right over here and it's in the middle of the photo. It's on the thirds if we are discussing horizontal, but if we are looking at the vertical, I'm having the focal point right on the middle of the photo. So that's my only suggestion, if you want, for this photo. Just move slightly the flower or the focal point up a little bit. There are occasions when it works, having the focal point in the center. For example, in a situation like this, you could have placed it dead in the center and having all those other flowers around it in a blurred, and the only flower that was focused and sharp was the one in the center. But it's an interesting photo. I like it. The next photo is from my friend Martin, who joins me for my workshops. Okay, let's see. So it's a simple photo. It has a tree. I like the fact that the tree is in light and there is darkness behind the tree. This is good for subject separation. The thing that I would improve with this photo is to make the tree a little smaller in the photo and having the space to the left a lot bigger. Because in a way, when you're looking at the photo like this, it's like taking a portrait of a tree. And in landscape photography, I think our goal as landscape photographers is to present the subject in a composition. And in a situation like this, and you should discover the subject through the composition. In this situation, the photo is a little bit off balance to the right because there is only the tree and just a small open area to the left. So the negative space, I think, should be a little bigger to the left, maybe twice or three times the space there is right now. I think it would have worked better. It's in the forest. It's a frosty forest. And I like photographing in the forest. I don't know, maybe you didn't notice by now, but I really like forests. Maybe you thought I like photographing something else, but in case you doubted, in case you asked yourself, well, I'm into forest photography. I think forest is my main subject, and I like this one a lot. I like the frost on the trees. I like the idea of having only the trunks of the trees. The thing that I don't like, because there is always a thing that I don't like, the thing that I don't like is that the area that is the brightest, it's right it's glued to the right side of the photo, and I think it hurts the photo because my attention goes straight to that area, while it should stay somewhere in the middle between this tree and this tree over here. So maybe in the future pay more attention to how you position yourself in relation to the light, because the eye will inevitably go towards the light. So the question is, I would be curious to see how you would edit my photo. Well, I usually don't do edit of photos from posted by others. I will only offer you suggestions. Maybe I will do a video in the future where I will edit your photos and ask you to submit the raw files. But right now, let me offer you some suggestions. First of all, the photo is really nice. The only thing that I would love would be to be above the trees or have a higher elevation. I realize that may not be possible because of the terrain, and there are some limitations. But yeah, if you could have been, let's say, 20 meters higher, maybe bring a huge pole with you and swing your camera up and take a photo. But other than that, it's a really cool moment. Now, in moments like this, when you edit your photo, the risk is that the attention of the viewer escapes in the upper part because of the sky. So in my personal opinion, you should leave the sky as it is and focus on the center of the photo where the fog is. So let's say I would bring the shadows up a little bit just to have a little bit more details in the trees, and I would add a radial filter in the center part of the photo and bring some more light to that area. Maybe experimenting with shifting the color of the fog slightly towards blue. I don't know if that would work okay, but not too much blue, of course. But just a little bit shifted towards blue. And I'm doing this, and I'm not affecting the sky because I want to have something like dark in the lower part, then comes an area with light, and then comes a darker area above. And this way, the area of light is kept between two areas of darkness or of lower brightness, and this way your attention is focused only on that area. Let's move on. Would like your thoughts on this snowy tree image. Well, this is a photo that it's really calm, and it's great to look at. Now, there are two ways in which you can frame a photo like this. In this situation, I think it works, having the trunk of the tree right in the middle of the photo, because the left and the right of the tree kind of looks the same, so it can work. The snow helps define the branches and the shape of the tree, and I don't have anything bad to say about this photo. There is another situation when the tree kind of goes in one direction, or the shape of the trunk of the tree is looking in a way that favors framing towards one side of the tree, and that is the moment when you place the trunk to one side of the photo. Well, in this next one, it's a photo from Glencoe, Scotland, and it looks good. It looks nice. The problem is the same with the tree, the photo with the tree from Martin. I think this photo needed a little bit more space to the left. Not that much, but some more space to the left. And that is because it's obvious the main mountain with the glowing light on it is the subject of this photo, the focal point. The mountain to the left, it's counterpoint, and it's really great that it's not lit by the sunlight. So the photo works in terms of equilibrium, but it would have been, in my personal opinion, a lot better if you would have had a lot more space to the left, just a longer area, because the mountain with light on it has a really plays a really big part in the photo, and to counter it, you should have had a bigger area. This photo, I mean, we should put it in context first. So he wrote in Romanian. He's basically 13. So we should put this photo in context, and it's not necessarily a bad photo for a 13 years old. So the idea is good to have a minimal element, but usually when you're doing this, you are having something more interesting in the lower part either, or in the upper part you're having some really dramatic clouds. So this would be my suggestion in the future. When you're doing something like this, just ask yourself how interesting the silhouette is, how interesting is everything that is happening in the lower part, or maybe the story is about what is happening in the upper part of the photo with some dramatic clouds. Okay, 27 millimeters, f7.1, ISO 800. So my first advice would be to use a tripod always in the forest, because you would get rid of this 800 ISO and you would have photos a lot more cleaner. But let's see, in terms of composition, when I'm framing inside the forest is chaos. The way I think you can solve this problem, it doesn't matter if you have a trail or something, but the way you're solving this problem is framing everything between trunks, two trunks of trees. It can be some really weird trees and you're photographing through it, or you could have trees to one side and one side. This is the way I'm thinking. And in this situation, to the left, it's more visible that you don't have an element that stops the attention. To the right, okay, you have a lot more darkness, and you could say, okay, the attention will not go there. But to the left, there is no powerful element to stop the viewer's attention, and you would benefit by having an element like that, especially because the light is over there. So with no stopping element to the left and the light so much to the left, you're basically throwing away all the other part of the photo. That's the reason for having a stopping element, and then the focal point moves a little bit more towards the right in this situation. Well, the clouds are dramatic, and the point of interest is this small shack over here. I think you should have concentrated more on that, dramatic clouds and the shack. This tree over here to the left should not be in the photo, but my advice would be, in a situation like this, stay really, really low, especially because this shack is on a small hill, so you can stay really, really low on the slope and capture the shack, the dramatic clouds above, and a long leading line that will support and act as counterweight for this shack that is really bright and really, really white. Another one, okay, this is a slightly longer exposure because of the movement of the clouds. The problem with this photo is that you don't know where to look at. My advice for you is, in the future, to find an element that you're attracted to in a landscape and focus only on that. And when you found that element, okay, you say to yourself, okay, this should be my subject. I should not have any other elements in my photo that would compromise my subject. In this situation is like, I'm looking at the sky, I'm looking down, and I'm looking at the reflection. There are more things happening here. And another thing is that all the action is happening in the really low part of the photo to the left, in the left corner, almost in the left corner. So you are not using the entire space of the photo. That's my advice for the future. Okay, we have 2 more photos. This one is a sunset at Arinaga Lighthouse from Great Canary Island, and this looks really, really beautiful. The composition is nice. I really like that you're starting from the left, going to the right, and then move again to the left. The only thing that probably I would have done a little bit different would be the editing. I would have added more light to the lighthouse just to emphasize it more. And that's it. This is a really beautiful photo. And the last one. These are sand dunes from Australia. This is nice. It looks really, really, really nice. This is a perfect photo for black and white. Even though I said in the beginning of this photo we should embrace more color, I will end this video saying that there are situations when black and white is the answer to a photo. So this is what I think would improve this photo, shifting it to black and white and having a dramatic sky together with some white of the sand, and also the shadows of the sand become really contrasty and dark. But this is nice. This is a really nice photo. Thanks for sending your photos. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for subscribing and sharing this video with your community on different social networks. Don't forget that in the description of this video you have my workshops, you have my affiliate links towards my the gear that I'm using. Check it out. Also, for the moment, my courses are on Skillshare. The details are on the description of this video. Again, I will have new courses coming on my website. I will let you know when this is happening. So thanks for watching again, and until next time, keep on photographing, because it's the only way to get better. Bye bye.